In November of 2005, Motorola decided to release the coolest looking phone of all time. If you showed up to my middle school with a Motorola Razr, you were immediately the man. And I never had one. So damn near 20 years later, I decided to live out that childhood dream and completely switch to the Razr. At least, I tried my best.
Hello, Moto.
I found an eBay store that was selling old Razrs, and I decided to just go ahead and buy one. I picked a pink one out without doing any research and just shipped it to my place. When it arrived, I was immediately slapped in the face with nostalgia. I mean, it was gorgeous. Chic design, easy to use, and the flip. Now all I had to do was just activate the phone. I got a SIM card and I went to go activate the phone until I realized that all 2G plans had been deactivated for a long time. I mean, I was sad, real sad. Being that sad, holding a flip phone, I mean, I felt like I was in an R&B video from 2006. Aww. But with a little bit of research, I did find out that there was one Razr that was made that did have 3G capabilities. It was the last Razr that they ever made. That one doesn't count. But I did manage to find one, shipped it out to myself, and it arrived beautifully. A tiny little bump in the road, but I was finally going to be able to live out my childhood dream and use that Razr. So this time I packed the new Razr up, head to the mobile store, and they proceed to tell me that as of this year, all 3G capabilities are also gone in all of the United States. Well, somehow I ended up with 2 rechargeable pink bricks, and I hadn't even started the challenge. So I did realize I wasn't going to be able to get the exact phone I wanted, but I did manage to find another pink flip phone that was available, had 4G capabilities, and I would finally be able to start. So here it is. Found it on Amazon. It's a flip phone. It's pink. It'll do. So to start the challenge, I put as many contacts as possible into this phone that I thought I was going to text. And then I also put an automated message on my iPhone so that people that were trying to contact me got my new number for the week. I didn't even know you could do that on the iPhone, but it's pretty damn convenient. Texting came back surprisingly fast. For all the new kids out there, before there were touch screens, there were flip-out keyboards. And before there was flip-out keyboards, there was T9 texting. It was revolutionary at the time, but looking back on it now, it's pretty hilarious. Here's a side-by-side of me texting the Pledge of Allegiance on both my iPhone and the flip phone. So yeah, this was my life for a whole week. No fast texting, no social media, no internet, and what I would soon discover was the most important, no music. So it is the first day of using the flip phone. And yes, I knew it was gonna be bad how often I checked my pocket for my actual phone, but it's so much worse than I thought. I mean, every single 10 minutes, I'm just hitting it's insane. Then I pull out Alexa's texting me. Texting was hilarious. One thing that I had totally forgotten about is that text messages on flip phones, they come through like emails. So you have an inbox, and group chats, I mean, they're atrocious. Group chats for everyone else are probably fine because it's still all contained in that one group chat. But for me, everything was coming in individually. I didn't know if I was replying to a group chat or if I was replying to an individual. And also, there's no space. At one point, I had 113 messages, and I was already completely out of phone storage. I'm also engaged to a chronic texter, so it was a tough week. And the pictures, I mean, talk about a throwback. They took up way too much storage on the phone. I mean, I could only have 2 or 3 of them, but damn, they were nostalgic. I felt like I was back posting on my MySpace page. After about 3 days of using the phone, things started coming back pretty easily. I was way more available and attentive in conversations, and I found myself having to make an actual effort to go check social media. That was the number one thing that people kept asking me all week is, what is life like without social media? And honestly, I have to say, I don't think it's necessarily social media that is the issue. Sharing life with friends, reading funny jokes, seeing what's going on in the world, I mean, that's all great. I think the main issue is the egregious amount of access that we have at all times to everything, everywhere. Using a smartphone, everything is just a click away. You go on Twitter, you go to Google something, do something productive, and then all of a sudden you get distracted and you're scrolling TikTok for 3 hours. It sucks, but it's just the reality of it, having a supercomputer attached to your hand at all times. Speaking of Google, I think that was the craziest part about having no internet. So if somebody asked you a question like, how tall is Legolas? Or what's the weather in Dallas like? Or why are vegans so lame? Like, you couldn't just look the answer up. As the week was winding down, it happened to line up with a trip that Alexis and I had planned for a few months at that point. Houston, Texas, baby. I felt like it was kind of cheating because even though I didn't have Uber or the American Airlines app, she did. We made it down there and had a wonderful time. We saw the NASA museum, touched some stingrays, and walked around the city. I tried my best to document the whole thing with the phone, and it low-key made everything look eerie, but I can't stop looking at the pictures and the videos. I just can't believe that this used to be the standard for mobile media. It is insane how far we've come. The whole reason we went down to Houston in the first place is to go to a concert and see the band that I've wanted to see my entire life, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What an incredible show. The guys were up there moving and playing like it was still 2006. And I was in the crowd with my flip phone like I was also in 2006. It might sound a little overdramatic, but man, seeing the band that I considered my favorite when I was actually using a flip phone on a daily basis, now 15 years later, being somewhat teleported right back to that time in my life, I mean, it was really something. No distractions, no nonsense of internet life, just living, just being there, listening to some good old funk music and recording all 20 frames of it whenever I could. The flip phone week was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. Yes, I somehow ended up with 3 of them. It took a little bit of getting used to, but it kind of made me realize how present we all used to be. And I don't think that's that bad of a thing to return to every once in a while. Thanks for watching.